Hi. So we just start with some exercises. These are from a seitai, from a Japanese movement system. The first one we started this morning is a direction up and down. So start with the feet just really relaxed, natural, and you're just going to explore a vertical direction. So up and down. Okay, and it's in this case kind of free. You can come out of the ground with the feet, or you can do kind of small movement. But anything that's a kind of vertical movement. And in these exercises, don't do anything with the arms. So just allow the movement to come from the entire body, especially from the spine. So very relaxed. Allow the weight to sink down. And really do nothing with the arms. Absolutely nothing. And you can also play with the rhythm, slightly faster or slightly slower. So go big, go small, go fast, go slow, really explore. Good. So in this case, also in Aikido, we talk about the center, which we're referring to the hips, to the center of the body. In this case, think in terms of centers. So in this case, it's like my head is a center. And in this case, for this movement, my head is the center of the movement. My head's actually going to initiate and create the movement. So feel like you move actually from the center of your head. Feel like the movement actually is coming from here. So it's kind of moving here. So kind of place your awareness into the center of the head. The movement's kind of pulling up and down from that, sinking down. Good. That's it. That's it. Good. Okay, the next movement is front and back. So in this case, the center moves down. It's kind of in the chest area here. And this movement's kind of pulling forward and pushing back. So it's a movement that's front and back. Explore the direction. Forwards, backwards, back. Move in out of the body. Keep the arms very relaxed. Move from kind of the center of the chest. So just explore again, big, small, faster, slow. Just really explore the direction. That's it. That's it. Great. Yeah, great. And in this case, see, because we tend to be very frontal and very much in the head, especially in the eyes, try and see if you can really relax the head in this case. So really like drain the energy from the head. Forget that you have a head, like as if it doesn't exist. So what tends to happen is the head is kind of still directing the movement. Forget the head. So really shift your feeling down. Just allow the head to follow. Yeah, perfect. Right. Nice. You can also explore in this one slightly over extending from your balance. So in this case, kind of you can explore how far I can go back before I need to take a step. My balance is the point when I need to take a step to be able to catch myself. So explore the limits of your own balance in terms of going back. And go to the limit or just push yourself over slightly. And really feel what it feels like to come out of balance. And feel the natural response your body will make to catch you. The weight's going to tip over your base. So just explore it. Good. That's it. Yeah, good, 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 good. Okay, good. So the next direction is lateral, side to side. Then you shift the center down. This time it's kind of in the rib cage. The movement's going to come from the ribs. So the center of the rib, as if you're being pulled from the side, pulled to the side. Just kind of this way. Kind of a swaying, similar to the movement we do like this, but with slightly more emphasis that the movement's coming from here. It's going to sway this way. And explore coming in and out of the feet. And just keep the arms relaxed. Sway from the rib. That's it. Good. Keep going. Lateral, side to side. Good. That's it. That's it. That's it. And in this case, also exploring balance. Really feel where your balance is in the feet and be specific with yourself about it. So normally in Aikido, we kind of go, we're in one foot or the other foot, or we're in 50% in both feet. But really be specific, which part of the foot are you in? So just become kind of conscious of which part specifically. In this case, I'm on right on the outside of the foot here. And on this foot, I'm just in the front toe. So be really specific about where the balance is in the body and in the feet, in a really specific area. The more specific you can be, the better. So really just feel it. Where is the weight in the body? Just try and feel it. That's it. Okay, good. The next direction is the one we're really familiar with in Aikido. This is where the center goes down to the hip, to the stomach region. So now it's with the rotation this way. This is the exercise we do all the time. Keep the arms loose, just rotating. The movement really coming from the hips now. Do nothing with the arms, just allow them to follow. Let the head follow the spine. Good. In this exercise, what you can also try is try throwing the hand. So as if the hand's kind of dead. Sometimes we do this exercise. So from the hips, going to throw the hand. And it's going to be kind of dead. So it's based on a rotation. This way. And just allow the hand to be thrown by the body. This way. So play with small movements so that you connect through the hip. Hands dead. And then you just kind of throw the body. Down, just down. Throw to the body. Just try one hand, one rotation. One hand, one rotation. The arms very loose. send your intention through the hip into the hand. Super loop. And then explore sending it wherever you like. You can send it to the hip, to the shoulder, a bit further, higher. Just send it anywhere. But don't do it with the hand. Do it with the hip. Super relaxed. Give it a try. That's it. Yeah, good. Yeah, exactly. Good. Marcel, great. Yeah, and then once you feel like you can connect it, work with sending the hands together, so you can bounce into the next one. You can send them here. Keep the hand super heavy. So start to bring it together now. Slightly. Yeah. Good. Good, good, good. That's it. Adrian, good. Good, you got it.
That second at least.
Yeah. And the key to this one is also that I don't hold the arm at all. So the relaxing also means really relaxing the arm. So when you do this, when it ends, it just goes. So it's like it's dead. So in this case, what I don't want to do is kind of hold it and then bring it back. Hold it and bring it back. I want to just kind of go and it goes. So it's totally like drained of energy. And it's just a hip movement. See if you can kind of access that kind of level of relaxation, which means going kind of stupid. The arm's got to feel stupid, like it's not your arm. Yeah, exactly. Good. Okay, good. And now the last direction is a strange one. It's inside outside. So in this case, the center moves down. In this case, it's like in the pelvic floor. So in this case, it's inside outside. It's going to go in and out. It's kind of coiling into the body and then coiling out. You can see this is inside outside and also it's opening, closing. There's a kind of closing movement and an opening movement. Just keep the arms relaxed and just let them follow. Just do like a wave inside the body and then opening out. Opening and closing. The movement's really coming from, yeah, the pelvic floor, this kind of region of the body. Good. So this is kind of a strange movement, but we're actually, if you think of the Ushirowaza, the very first movement you do in Ushirowaza after the extension is to kind of curl inside the body. It's a very similar feeling in the movement of curling in and then opening out. So it's got this sense of curling in, opening out, curling in, opening out. So it's in a sense like the Ushirowaza, curling into the body and then opening out. Yeah? So if you think in terms of this movement, we're used to doing all the time. Just have if you can kind of access the feeling here. Similar feeling, very similar.
Michael?
Yeah.
So when you enter like this, and when you open up,
yeah,
when you come back, it's
yeah,
kind of closing.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to go in like this. So how do you do that?
Show me again. Let me see.
Okay, so you went down like this.
Yeah.
And when you open up,
yeah,
the natural coming back is backwards, not like this.
With the hand.
How do you keep it open anyway?
Yeah, keep the arms in this case. You can curl in like this also.
Can you approach? I can't see you. Can I see the bigger?
You see?
It's small. Can you make yourself big?
Yeah, sorry, I'm focused you. Sorry. 1 second.
Yes, okay.
So when you go, keep the arm, the kind of joint is going to be flexible.
Yeah,
As you come in, it's going to go here.
yeah, that's what I mean.
And then in here, curl it. Curl it. So I'm kind
Okay,
of.
so entry doesn't have to be like this. Okay, so I thought we should go in like this.
Yeah, this one you can explore totally free. In this case, don't do anything with the arm. So don't really think about the hand, but allow the movement really just come from the hip, and the hand will naturally just follow. And whatever the hand does, it doesn't matter, because
Okay.
it's basically going to follow the hip. If I don't do anything with the hand, it will just follow naturally.
Okay, it doesn't matter if it goes naturally like this, because it goes naturally like this.
Oh, no, that's fine. It's totally fine.
Okay, thanks.
Just for this exercise. And also these are very free, so you can explore differences. Good. Yeah, that's it, right? Okay, good. And then what I want you to do is, I'm spotlighted. I want you to choose one direction, stick with it, and then it will basically go and transform into another direction. So start with any direction you like, it can be sideways. Start with the movement. Stay with it for a little bit, and then you just start to kind of open it out and shift to another direction. And then when you feel, just kind of shift to another direction. Start to kind of open the movements out. Just focus on moving the body. Inside, side, side to side, rotating the body, vertical, front and back. Just explore all these directions, kind of freely and loosely. And you will naturally find yourself going into spiral work. Oiling in. That's it. Good. You may find this easy to close your eyes or have them half open. Sometimes this can help kind of free the movements up a little bit. Okay, good. So that's really exercises for the whole body, exploring different directions and then mixing them up. In this case, we'll go really specific. We'll look at Kokyu work. I'm going to just start with the hand. So I want you to grip your own wrist, and I want you to make a fist at the same time. As you do this, you're going to grip and clench the fist. So you're going to grip, clench the fist, grip, clench the fist. This way, this way. Yeah? Just explore this kind of coordination. At the same time, this and this, this and this. Just explore it a few times each side. Just look to coordinate the hands, focusing the hands in, squeezing, tightening the grip. That's it. Do a few, change sides. Explore different ways of taking the hand, taking the wrist. So you can take this way, this way, this way, this way. Just explore. Just looking right now to coordinate the hands together. Gripping, tightening. Try and flow it together. try and have a sense in this exercise when you make the fist. In this case, have the sense that it's going to close from the back, from the rear. Here. So it's not in a case kind of all together, but it's going to have a sense of coiling in. You see this? It's got to kind of coil, as if like when you grab a bokken. And the same in the gripping hand. Have the sense of it tightening from the rear. Tightening from the rear. What you're looking for in this case is this part of the grip. This part. So have a sense of coiling from the back. Coiling from the back. This way. So really emphasize the back of the grip. That's it. Just explore different positions. That's it. Good. That's it. Nice. Good, good, good. Good. And although this is just the hand, or just the hands and the focus is on the hands, have a sense that the center is also going to tighten as you do it. In the same way you would do a bokken strike, the center is going to kind of tighten and focus. So as you do this, have a sense that the center is also tightening. So there's really a sense of focus through the whole system. And the intention's actually coming from the center. So my intention to close the hand actually comes from the center and not just from the hand. So this is kind of empty. And then to fill it is like this. So it's really tightening from the center of the body. Always think center to periphery, center periphery. This is always kind of the structure we work with. Even when we isolate the movements, think center periphery. Center periphery. Good. That's it. Good. And then we just make a slight change. This was closing with the fist because we're working with Kokyu as an opening movement. So we don't spend a lot of time in Aikido with a kind of clench or with a grip. Apart from when you're in a kind of Ikkyo position, you're gripping like this. But there's always a sense of a Kokyu. So it's in another sense that we work with closeness, we work with openness. So the Kokyu movement's actually an opening. In this case, you're going to do the same. You're going to grip with this hand, and you're going to open and Kokyu with the other hand. So you're going to have a sense of opening it out, and really take your time. We tend to do this kind of fast or to hold. You're going to really open the hand out. Really take your time with it. Open it out. Like a flower bud, really opening out. And at the same time, squeeze with the other hand. Just play with both sides, left and right. Opening out. Really conscious of it. Really slow, conscious movements. So there's a kind of few movements of the Kokyu work that we do. One of them like the Taina Henko. The main one we do is this kind of work. In Japanese, they call it like the Tegatana, the blade of the hand. And it means that I'm kind of presenting this part of the hand forward. So in this case, just be careful, don't do this kind of over rotation. So a Kokyu is not a kind of pushing movement. It's actually a sharp movement this way. So it's this region of the hand that's being presented. So in this case, really have the sense of the Tegatana here is coiling in. So just go to this work now. Be really conscious of this. So it's not a push at all. So there's no push or pull, just a coiling spiral. This way. That's it. You can start to involve now the whole kind of arm center. So really have a sense of this now. Opening. Rolling through. That's it. Right. Yeah, and in the same way, we talked this morning about dribblers and holders, people that kind of dribble through the sword cut, and people that kind of hold it. In the same way, this happens with the kokyu. There's a tendency to kind of dribble, or to not really have a definite ending to the movement, or there's a tendency to kind of hold it and become stiff. So in this case, have a sense of really coiling and spiraling out. So it's flexible, but it's got a very clear, definite finish. It's got a snap. So it's really got a sense of snapping. Snapping. If you think like the end of a whip, it's got a really clear finish. Got a clear finish, and it doesn't kind of just dribble out. It doesn't kind of hold back. Snaps at the end. So play now with this kind of open the movement out a bit freer. Focus on kind of snapping through this way. It's got a clear finish. Coiling this way. Good. Just now slightly, you can explore slightly different movements. This is the basic, where you're kind of coiling up this way. Also, think of any kind of technique, any kind of Aikido technique. We'll look at it slightly more later in detail. But think about opening the movement out. So always, all the movements we do are always full with Kokyu. So any movement you can think of, just explore now. So the classic kind of Shomanuki entry, or an Ikkyo entry. Also Taina Henko, this kind of finishing Taina Henko. All the movements we do are full with Kokyu. So whatever you can think of, just explore, open it out. Stand and coil. Good. There's one kind of danger in this practice, actually all practice. We tend to watch what we're doing, or we tend to watch where our focus is. So in this case, what's happening is most of you are kind of looking at your hands as you do it. You're kind of watching their hands. Now what's happened is it destroys the structure. So as you do it, focus on something else. Focus out with the body. Focus out. But don't watch the hands, just feel it. Feel what's going on in the hands. You don't really need to watch them. Kind of pick a spot on the wall or anything. Try not to watch the hands. That's it. Good. Okay, good. So we've got some kind of Taisabaki, and we'll look first like a little bit that we did this morning. The arms are going to be loose. We go just to the feet and the body movement, and then we'll introduce the Kokyu into it. The first one, just from the back foot, you're just going to slide. We did this morning. You're just going to do, in this case, change feet each time. You're going to press from the back foot, slide through, and the arms just keep them very loose. Change the foot, press from the back, and just slide in. So very linear, just forward from the back. Keep the arms loose. Yeah, just explore this, just with the body. Right. So the basics are always kind of encoded in the really simple stuff. So the simpler the practice is, the more you can really focus on the basics. Really focus on the back of the body and the down. So all your power and all the Kokyu is going to come from the back of the body, and it's going to be rooted in the ground. So in this case, the back leg is the one that's going to receive the weight, and then you're going to press the back of the body this way. So just explore really down and then coming forward from the back. You actually move forward by pressing down and moving the back from the back, but it's not in this case kind of up and forward. So I don't want to push out of the ground. I want to compress my weight into the ground and push. So it's really a compression down and then forward. Yeah, give it a try. In this case, because it's so simple, you can really go deep into this. So compress down, back foot. Good. Right. Good, good, good. Okay, good. And then exactly the same, just introduce the Kokyu movement now. So the key to this is start by being neutral, and then press and find the Kokyu, and then come back. So press into the back foot from a neutral position, and then find the Kokyu, and come back. Don't start in the hand, but press from the feet, and then find the hand. Yeah? Exactly the same as we did this morning. Yeah? Give it a try. You can also explore in this one, grabbing the wrist as well. So you can grab the wrist and kind of coil into it. So you've got a little bit of resistance. So you can grab it here and then coil into it. Grab it, coil. And you can do that either side. Doesn't actually matter. So this side, here, this side here. Yeah? Just so you got a bit of feedback on the arm. Awesome. Good. Okay, good. So we'll go to the next movement. This one, the last one, working linear in a linear way, so just forward and backwards. In this case, you're going to rotate. You're going to turn. You're going to come forward, and then you're going to rotate. Come to a neutral position, and then press. Turning, pressing. As you go, come to a neutral position, and then press. So turning, pressing, like a Zengo Giri movement. Pressing. Pressing. Yeah, give it a try. Like a Zengo Kokyu movement.
Great. Michael?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So when you say neutral, it's not empty neutral, right?
No, exactly. Yeah. That was. I'm going to make a point. Yeah. Good. Good question. Yeah. So, oh, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you never. In this case, being neutral doesn't mean being empty. So in this case, the movement when you go neutral, I don't want to kind of empty and then fill. So in this case, when you go, I want to actually stay full. Even though I go to a neutral position, I still have a sense of being full in the body. So it's neutral, but not empty in this case. Yeah.
Okay, so neutral, can you, I know it's like very difficult to describe, but what kind of sensation becoming neutral but not empty neutral?
Yeah, my feeling in this case, it's the difference between resting and being relaxed and being extended.
Okay.
So in my feeling in this case is that when I come to neutral, I'm draining down through the body.
Okay.
What never empties is my sensation in the hips and the center.
Yeah.
So I don't empty the center. The center stays full, and my connection, my root into the ground is what stays full. That never.
And how about the sensation of the shoulders and arms when you're just draining?
Yeah, in that case, the arms are just. I think the articulation is just going to be flexible, with all the time, and it's only at the point of the kokyu that the extension is kind of passed through into the hands. But it doesn't have a sense of fixing the body ever. It's kind of passing through the hands, and then a release. This way.
Okay. Okay.
Keep the center, keep your root basically connected and full.
Okay.
That
I'll
makes
work
sense.
on that. Let's see.
Okay, good. So we'll go to the next move, working with a full rotation, like Taina Henko. So from here, forget the hands. You're just going to rotate through the body this way. And in this case, just change the feet on the spot, change the side, and just rotate to the back. Keep the arms loose. Just focus on the quality of the footwork. Coil. Even in this part, really connect. Just coil the movement. Coil the movement. Yeah, so like a Taina Henko Tenkan, basically, without the arms.
Michael?
Yeah?
Would you mind putting the camera on your feet when you're doing the
sure.
last?
You want to see?
Yeah, thank you.
You can see. Okay, in this case, the front foot's going to move. And I coil. Now, in this case, the feet come together. Then I just change back. So the front foot rotates.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So the kind of rotation tenkan movement that we do all the time in Aikido is actually pretty weak in general. In terms of rotation, well, because of the movement itself, it tends to be spiraling me out of the ground. And what I need to do is spiral into the ground, which is all based really on footwork and intention down. So in this case, the movement again is going to come from the back of the body. So in this case, don't push out from the foot. You're going to sink down into this foot. And this releases this foot to be able to rotate. So my energy, my weight drains into the back, and then I coil. And then from here, my weight transfers into this leg, and I coil to the back. So really, in this movement, have a sense of holding and hooking the ground. But it means that the back of the body, my weight draining down this way, this way, this way. Always the root should be strong, but I don't ever want to push out of the ground. Push out of the ground. Really sink down all the time. Sink. Sink and compress. That's right. Good. Good. Okay, exactly the same. Just bring the handwork into it. You can see.
You're small.
I'm small.
You're small again.
Oh no.
Yeah. Tiny Michael.
Better or no?
No.
Spotlight. Give me the spotlight. Huh? 1 second. Still small.
Yep.
Damn. Now you're big.
Yeah.
Big.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, there is good.
Good. Bring the hands into it now. So from a neutral position, coil it and find the movement. Here, very neutral at this point. Release it, coil through. You can explore a kind of basic kokyu like this, or the movement we're used to doing, like a tiny kokyu movement down. So weight down in this case. You can explore both. Have a sense of this one with a kokyu like this one. Explore them. Be neutral, coiling with extension. Coiling with extension. Yeah, give it a try. Okay, good. And then one more movement. From here's like an irimi tenkan. So from the back foot, you're going to step in and enter. You're going to step in and rotate. And again, just start with the arms relaxed. Just coil in. So stepping from the back foot, make the rotation, and then stepping back. Stepping, rotating. So an entering rotation. Just let the arms follow the hips. Yeah, give it a try. So like an irimi nage, irimi tenkan. So you step from the back foot. So the main weakness in this part is that I lose the idea of being in the ground and I go to being on the ground. So what tends to happen in the step is that I push out of the ground and then land weight. So again, kind of being on the ground looks like this. It's as if I'm kind of floating on the ground or like on ice. But what I want to do when I make the step is my feeling goes down into the ground. So it's really a sense of draining through the ground. So really have a sense of your energy, your mass, and your intention, your mind goes into the ground. You go in the ground, which means your root is stronger. This way. Really have a sense of that you're much deeper in the ground, but you're not on the ground, you're not on top. Right. Good. And then again, just bring the hands into it. So start to introduce the handwork now. So from neutral, coil in, go to neutral. So each time kind of reset. Coil, reset. Coil, reset. Coil, reset. Coil. Yeah, give it a try. In this case, just shift the focus to a little bit more flexibility. One of the issues with Kokyu is that it becomes a kind of fixed movement. So it can become kind of this kind of work. This kind of work. And if the arms become kind of static and fixed, again, it pulls me out of the ground. Or it pulls me back. And I start to work like this. But what you need to do is look for a little bit more flexibility. In this direction, when we looked at inside, outside, this kind of work is really what you're doing here. Now you're doing it in motion. You kind of curl into the body and then curl out. Just kind of closing, opening this way. It's got much more flexibility in the Kokyu. This kind of work and not kind of this kind of work. So work from the center out, center to periphery. Look for spirals. This kind of work. Good. Nice, Serena. Good. Keep going. Very nice. Good. Okay, and the very last thing, just open the movements out now. So basically choose a direction and go to it. So the movements we did kind of straight, working with a rope. So basically start, go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Choose a movement and go. Choose a movement and go. Focus on the footwork. Round. This case, this is the kind of way, kind of basic practice. What I want you to do is do one movement and finish it, and then come to neutral, and then do one other movement. Each movement's kind of a phrase, but really finish it. Have a sense of it being final, and then go somewhere else. Finish it. Finish it. Yeah, so each time, really finish the movement. Yes. Okay, and the very last thing, go flexible. So now, link the movements together. So work with movements now, moving them together. So linking movements together. So taking a step, going another direction. So now much more flexible. Yeah. But really have a sense of finishing. Finish. 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 Just work the footwork more flexible now. It can be simple or complex. As long as you keep it down, keep the extension. just the very last point before we finish. The key thing is this: the difference between pushing out of the ground and compressing the weight into the ground. It's kind of two ways of moving. Not a good or bad, they're for different purposes. In terms of dance, I tend to be pushing out of the ground, and I tend to move in a way like this way. In terms of martial arts, the tendency is that I want to compress my weight down. Only in terms of the more internal, but I want to really compress the weight down into the ground all the time. So I'm working all the time on compression, and never really pushing out of the ground. Kind of pushing out, leaving the ground. But I want to compress into the ground. And this is true for really everything we do. Look at Ikkyo, all the weapon work, all the taijutsu works in this kind of way. So compressions down into the ground. Yeah. Try and make a distinction between those two methods of movement or using the body. Just a few more. Okay, good. So we'll take a bow out and then finish. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Domo
Don't
arigato.
worry, you have to do the math.